Hey there, metal and heavy music fans. If you like to stay on top of the best and brightest metal releases, both underground and above, and hopefully get a laugh or two in the process, stick with me, Flight of Icarus of MetalTrenches.com, by clicking that subscribe button down below. I upload new content every single week. This week, I want to draw attention to Australian deathcore metalcore project LUNE. They've got a new EP coming out called Ghost, and in particular, I love this single, Manipulator. Now, this is a little different from my other sort of reaction videos in that I have already heard the track. I have not watched the video, but I love the track so much and want to get the hype train started on this excellent EP. I thought it would be fun to kind of watch it and sort of do kind of a track review, track commentary sort of thing. So without further ado, let's get into it. Don't waste any time getting right down to business. That's what you can expect with these guys. Seriously, all 5 songs on this EP are amazing, and you can definitely expect to see it show up in a recommendation roundup when it drops. But just wait for it, though. Like, this part's great opening, but that right there, that's where it's at. That's where they got me. That simple little synth line just is the definition of hype, at least for me. And then when the beat kicks in, oh my god. Those deathcore vocals. So sick. I love it. I love it. Some of you out there, this may not be your style. Totally fine, totally get it. But if you're into stuff like Born of Osiris, and I am, like, I love Born of Osiris, and this song in particular totally reminds me of that. It's just so good, like everything about it, from the additional electronic element that really kind of hooked me in, to then just the more traditional, like the very breakdowny guitars, the really low kind of djenty sound, the intense production, great screaming, great drumming, full package. I like this little subtle background synth here too. That's something I appreciate too. Sometimes bands like this will go way too far with like putting that synth sound in the front, and they kind of let it linger back and just subtly add some texture to things. I like the pacing of his vocals too. Like, it's just, again, every element of this just seems like perfectly constructed just to maximize the hype, the intensity. This is like the definition of gym music. I definitely threw this into my workout playlist whenever I'm able to start doing that again. So sick. You gotta check out the whole EP too, because they kind of do something a little bit different with each song. They stick to the same kind of core sound, but other tracks are a little bit more on the melodic side, a little bit more metalcore side. There's some tracks with singing, some tracks like this where it's just pure screaming. Oh yeah, listen to that bass tone. That's almost like Vilcharta. I can never say that band's name right. The Thal sound. I live for this shit, man. I know there are people out there that still poo-poo like metalcore and deathcore, but when it's done right, it's done right, and these guys absolutely are killing it alongside like all these new school bands. Like, I feel like Whitechapel and Suicide Silence, they've all kind of like waxed and waned and just are kind of past their prime, but bands like LUNE, bands like Cabal, Shadows of Intent, goddamn, what a great closer. They're what's bringing that fresh vitality to this genre right now, and I think honestly they're doing it better than their predecessors ever did, and that's really how things should go. Things should evolve over time. I mean, look at black metal. I know some people who are like black metal purists get really mad about how you're not keeping it cult, but black metal from second wave in the 90s to now is, you know, you've got things out there like Imperial Triumphant that are completely turning it over on its head. So it's fun to see some of that happening now with deathcore and to an extent metalcore as well. But yeah, that's a LUNE Manipulator. Amazing song from an amazing EP. Definitely watch for this in June. Again, I will include it in one of my recommendation roundups to make sure you do not forget. But it's already up on Bandcamp, so you can check it out there. Some of these tracks are up on Spotify now. Please do follow along. But again, if you're new here, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. And also, even more importantly, like the video and comment on it if you did enjoy it, because that helps YouTube know that, hey, people are interested in this, and then it will share it out to more people who might have similar interests and therefore expose them to LUNE, and they might have otherwise missed it. And that's really the goal of this channel, is to take these underground artists and get them out to as many eyes and ears as possible so that people will actually go out and listen to their music and buy their albums. And yeah, like, what's more important than that when it comes to metal? We need to stick together in that way. But I think that'll do it for now. In the description, you can find links to all of our social media where you can follow us, the email newsletter that I send out personally every week, and also our Patreon and Subscribe Star. If you want to take that extra step and even just donate an extra $1 a month, makes a huge difference to me. But that'll do it. Flight of Icarus signing off. I will see you in the trenches.